information for us. Tagliani was actually 5 miles per hour over on pit lane in one segment. Ricky, they gave him a 5 mile per hour buffer. That was huge.
Yeah, it sounds like it was the pit out where maybe he started to accelerate before he finished pit road, and somebody's going to have to help him make that adjustment.
The other bit of news, Elliott Sadler was too fast in 3 of 4 segments, or there were 3 segments in which he was too fast. So a lot of action. We mentioned some penalties on pit road have put a couple of drivers back. Sadler, for his part, currently 13th in that 11th car.
You know, there's always an urgency to redeem yourself when you make a mistake. And I think that this right here, this moment, is going to be the measure of Alex Tagliani. How he handles this in the next 20 or 30 laps is going to go a long way in determining if he has what it takes to win this race. He certainly has the skills, but a lot of times you can beat yourself.
Chase Elliott now by the 62 of Brendan Gaughan into 5th. Best that Chase has run up front so far today. Started at qualifying effort of 9th today for Chase, working his way into the top 5.
I've never seen this young man panic. You know, that is really an amazing trait.
Whoa, maybe now.
Oh, Brendan just had way too much speed. Unbelievable. It's really almost as though the spotter for Chase Elliott said, heads up, and he stayed a lane high.
How did they all miss each other? Brendan Gaughan now through the gravel trap in turn 4.
Keep moving. I'm going to find you home. He's on out.
That's unreal. He should have taken out 3 cars.
I want to say it was great driving, but I'm afraid I'd be giving everybody too much credit. I mean, there were some crazy circumstances, and I don't know how you can think that quickly.
Let's take another look.
Too much speed by the 62. See, he's committed. He's done. And the 9 somehow recognized it. Chase Elliott was either told or saw it in his mirror. Amazing.
So the Road America winner was running 6th when this happened.
Brendan is in trouble here.
And he did get a little of the right rear corner of that 9 car.
Yeah.
Clear right there, clear.
Oh, that might be your moment, you know. Every race car driver has a moment in the race where you say, boy, if, you know, I survived that, I think this might be our day.
Justin Marks on pit road. Rick?
Yeah, it's just time to go off strategy. Nothing big on the hood. Remember, he had to come in early because of that grass that was on the grill. They're on a different strategy. Now it was his time to come in. He's one of those guys that just barely missed Brendan Gaughan.
Unless he's driving a hybrid, I don't think he's going to make it without another stop.
Nope. Justin Marks will have to be down pit road one more time. Again, they got off strategy early on when they had issues with that car. So Elliott safe as they run, still the championship leader. That could have been big. Regan Smith in the 7 through to 6th place and chasing down his teammate, currently 2nd as they run in the championship. So lots of action here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Not all of it good, but good if you can avoid the issues. There's Sam Hornish Jr. He leads here at Mid-Ohio. Brendan Gaughan with issues in turn 4. More than one driver happy to escape that here at Mid-Ohio. Tommy Dreese finding the gravel trap, or one of them, here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And he'll get it refired. The question is, can he get it extricated from the sand? Of course, we call it sand, but it's a whole lot heavier grain than that to stop these 3,400-pound race cars. He was running in 16th position, a methodical, patient day for Dreese.
Yeah, it's turn 9, and it's an easy turn to get into trouble. Looks like the back of the car's up in the air, Dave, on the tires. It's going to be a full course caution.
Jim Noble.
Here is Brendan Gaughan. Good timing on that caution. He's been told to watch his temperatures. Temperatures are fine, so they're going to give Brendan Gaughan 4 tires and try to clean that grill out best they can. He said the car handled just fine after that spin.
So if anyone chooses to pit here after him, of course, he'll have that track position on him, which could be to their advantage. Here's Dreese.
Yeah, and he climbs the tires, and that's why we're under a full course yellow. Rear tires are up off the ground.
Ran earlier today in the Trans Am Series. Not such a good result right now, anyway, for the 93 car of Dreese. Tim Cowan will get the free pass from NASCAR under this caution. Sam Hornish continues to lead. It's our third caution here at Mid-Ohio. I think we might have promised you action here at Mid-Ohio, and it's delivered. Steering pump gone on the 3 car. They had to work on that for Ty Dillon to get him back into the race. Here's the action, Ricky.
Yeah, these drivers, Brian Scott, Sam Hornish, challenging each other early and later through the keyhole, arguably the most difficult place to pass. Brian Scott tries it on the outside. Sam says it's not going to be that easy. And how about Brendan Gaughan? A wheel hop into the corner. He's going through no matter what. Somehow, Chase Elliott acknowledges it and avoids a disaster.
He missed. Tommy Dreese also in the sand trap, and doesn't look like got into anybody else during that. So the sand trap doing their jobs here, slowing those cars down as they get close to the barriers there. This is the Nationwide Children's Hospital 200. Make sure you go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. Jeff Cordero wears our crew cam today. He's the front tire changer for Brendan Gaughan. Tonight at 11 Eastern on ESPN2, it's the Lucas Oil NHRA Nationals qualifying, followed by the finals Sunday night, 9 p.m., also on ESPN2. And then Sunday at noon, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Pure Michigan 400 on ESPN. And the NASCAR Nationwide Series for us next week at High Bank Bristol. That's Friday, 7 p.m. on ESPN. Trevor Bayne looking relaxed. The 9 radio was a bit of chatter a minute ago.
The 3 car's a couple laps down. That was his teammate that, tried to take you out there. So I'm not sure if that was it. I really don't feel like Brendan would do that, but... Well, I was just saying it because on the radio, there was some pre-chatter talking about asking if they got him. So they said no, he missed.
Sometimes Ricky Cruz just curious about what that might do to the championship standings?
Well, no, they're curious because it's so crazy looking, and you're like, how do you justify it? But Chase Elliott, calm, cool, collected, just like his dad, and he knows, no, that's not intentional. You know when Brendan Gaughan knew he was in trouble? Right here, when he was sliding by the 9. I'm telling you, it happens that quickly. He carried too much speed in, and he knew he was in trouble.
Over the limits in the 62 car, and thankfully didn't take out a couple cars with him. Brendan now rolling around in the 19th position, having been on and off of pit road. So on a little bit of a different strategy for Gaughan. He hit pit road on lap 41. Your leader, Sam Hornish, was on pit road on lap 26. Have fun with math, people. We figure they can go just about 30 laps just for a round number on fuel here. Your front row, Brian Scott, Sam Hornish Jr., Scott second, Hornish first. They'll get the green here at Mid-Ohio. Just a couple of good passing zones here, and here's one of them. Scott takes the lead from Hornish.
Drivers, I believe, leading the race are having trouble choosing which lane to restart. And Brian Scott did a great job there. Actually, second place car, but he capitalized on the restart.
Jeff Green in the 14, racing with the 20 of Habul. Kenny down to the inside. Jeff Green will have to give way. He's side by side with Trevor Bayne now.
It's getting really crowded.
Technical part of the course. Scott has assumed the lead on the restart. Back to single file. Top drivers.
It feels to me like Alex Tagliani got himself back in position to strike, and now he's just sort of throttled back. He's just biding his time. Driver's going to have to hit pit road here in another dozen laps to get inside their fuel window.
Boy, Hornish is all over Brian Scott. He cannot make one mistake, or at least one car is going to get by him.
The big advantage to shadowing a driver is that you hope you can force him to work harder and potentially burn the tires off the car. You don't want that separation that's starting to exist now, because the driver has the entire racetrack to use. It just makes it easier for him.
A little bit of brake smoke from up ahead, a little tire lock. You're on board with Tagliani.
You hear him hit high gear. It's the only place on the race course where you do that. More than 160 miles an hour into a downhill right-hander. You see the right front lock up as the weight shifts to the left side of the car. And that was on Sam Hornish. This corner is a favorite of Sam Hornish. He told me earlier in the weekend that turn 6 is difficult, miserable, and that's why I like it.
That probably was not his favorite take on it this weekend. He's hit it pretty well so far.
He does carry a little more speed into that corner than most. It's not exactly a passing zone, but he's made it work a few times.
Looking back from Sam and a couple of Mustangs.
Here and back to the accelerator.
And past our position at the start-finish line, Chris Buescher now starting to look under Tagliani for third. But Tagliani got through turn 1 there really well.
If you never spin the tires will reward you. Of course, that's next to impossible. Where you're going to spin the tires is right here. Low RPM, you're trying to get this car back up to speed. Even there, a little bit of a spin. Every time you spin the tires, you take some material off. You take a little bit of rubber off. Boy, you wish you had it back 20 laps from now.
and you will when you pit.
Yes.
You just won't have it on this set, that's for sure. Look at Tagliani pressuring Hornish now. A good view of it from Buescher's car. Thanks to the guys who install these on these cars. It's like having a set of GoPros while you're watching the race here. It's fantastic to watch this close, this action, close to 160 miles per hour on the fastest parts of these cores. So let's get up to speed with Nationwide Insurance. Here's Vince Welch.
Well, it's been a great day for the two of Brian Scott. This is his 164th Nationwide Series race, and he's still seeking his first win. You don't think this would be a big one today? It certainly would be. He led about the first 30 laps of the race. The car is much better than it was in that early stint where he didn't have much rear grip. He says the grip is much better on this second run. The 54 of Sam Hornish Jr. started on the pole, gave up that lead early, ran second or third much of the first stint, had some lead laps, about 8 laps he's led in this race, but right now the car just doesn't quite seem to be to his liking, getting a lot of pressure from the 22 of Tagliani. Rick?
And Alex Tagliani isn't totally happy with his car. It's a little bit looser than he wants. In fact, on the next pit stop, they're going to make an adjustment on the car to make it a little bit better for him. But he's very comfortable with this team. He knows that they're delivering him a car that could potentially win. And that alone is a huge confidence builder as you see him all over the back of Sam Hornish, Vince.
Well, and behind Tagliani is Chris Buescher, and what a great weekend he has had. They unloaded strong, qualified 5th. They have been pressuring the front cars throughout the course of this race here today. Says the car's a little bit snug right now, but certainly nothing short of what those 3 in front of him have. That's Chris Buescher, Dave.
Thanks, guys. And Buescher was the earliest to pit among the leaders, by the way. It's a lap worse than some. Pitted on lap 25. So we're getting close to the time when Chris will need to hit pit road.
Sam Hornish Jr. getting a little bit of a wheel hop here. You can see as he downshifts, does a good job to save it, and he's a little offline. Tagliani is not in a position to capitalize.
The lowest Sam has been all day on track is 3rd. He's holding on to 2nd place right now as they're all chasing Brian Scott. He's got him in their mirrors. Here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, a couple of top 10 cars having issues, and bringing out our 4th caution of the day.